Okay. First things first, there we go. Welcome. And I see what's going on with this. So let's switch out the mic. That is Bush. So mic. It's a new mic. And let me check this out. Testing. Testing 1, 2. Okay, this still sounds good. Let me switch my mic. What is going on with this? The board. With this board. I should but there's nothing wrong. Okay, check, check. I got nothing out of this. Let's see. 5. Check, check, check. Oh, check, check, check. Okay, check, check, check. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hello. Okay, I'm going to log off here and I am going to plug this thing into another USB on the computer and we'll try that. So I'm sorry, it's just a few minutes in, so I will delete this. Hello? Actually, maybe not. Okay, actually, that sounds better than it did. Okay, because see, it sounds real nice and clean. Um, it sounds real nice and clean through the board. It really does. Sounds real nice and clean. Check, check, check. Sounds real nice and clean through the board. So anyway, we're going to go with it. So I think it sounds better, and hopefully, check, 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 and hopefully, check, 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 check. That will be okay this time. I'm just having issues. I don't know anymore. Maybe it's just the wireless setup on this is not as good or what, but yeah, let's go with it. We'll go with it. It sounds okay. Not too bad, I guess. Good enough. Good enough. So anyway, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for your patience, man. Just technical difficulties with stuff, you know. Always something. Don't know. I'm trying, so I'm going with a wired headset. Maybe look into maybe this mixer's something's up with that. I don't know. Maybe something's up with it. I have no idea what's going on with it. Oh, I want that back on. I don't know what's going on with it. So anyway, okay. Anyway, this time tonight we are doing things that happened in November, and it is cold and flu season. Oy, my sinuses already has been horrible, horrible. It was 85 or something degrees yesterday, and now it's cooling off again. So don't know what the heck to expect, but that's the Midwest, right? So anyway, um, that's some stuff that happened in November. So we're not going to waste any time. Let me get my jam. You're just jamming with talking. All right, here we go. We're going to do this. Let's try this again. Excuse me for my cough. It's horrible. Man, it has been so bad. So anyway, things that happened in November in history. On the year was 1904, and this is the first stadium that was built specifically for football, and it was Harvard Stadium. In 1918, influenza epidemic spreads to Western Samoa, and it wiped out like around 20% of the population by the end of the year. Wow. And in 1930, All Quiet on the Western Front movie won an Academy Award. And in 1939, the first animal conceived by artificial insemination was a rabbit. And the first air-conditioned automobile, it was a Packard, was shown in Chicago. And 1947, Howard Hughes flies the Spruce Goose, a wooden airplane. He only flew it one time. And NBC's Meet the Press debuts. In 1953, How to Marry a Millionaire came out, and it was the first film to be in CinemaScope. In 1955, scientists Carlton E. Schwartz and Fred L. Schaefer announced they have crystallized the pure poliovirus, that they can better determine the virus's chemical and biological properties. 1956, Nat King Cole debuts his show, and it was the first to be hosted by an African American. That's awesome. And in 1957, the first titanium mill opened in Toronto, Ohio. The Levelland UFO case in Levelland, Texas generates national publicity, and remains, that's right, I need a producer, remains one of the most impressive UFO cases in American history. And the second Soviet Earth satellite is launched. In 1959, Montreal Canadiens goalie Jacques Palant becomes the first NHL goaltender to wear a fiberglass protective face mask. So you can imagine back before 1959, none of the players or goalies wore helmets or masks. Eye guards, nothing. So I wonder how many goalies either lost their career or got severely injured by getting hit with a puck in the face. And I'm sure they tried not to shoot that high, because typically the goal, is, so tall compared to, but if the goalie's down closer to the ice and the puck gets deflected or something, that's going to hurt. So I'm sure a lot of hockey players were really getting banged up. And in 1960, Penguin Books cleared the obscenity of publishing D.H. Lawrence's Lady Chatterley's Lover. And 1964, the first time since 1800 residents of Washington, D.C. are permitted to vote. In 1965, the first concert at the Fillmore Auditorium in San Francisco is performed. In 1966, the entire NBC television lineup is in color. And the Lunar Orbiter 2 is launched here in the U.S. In 1967, Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman, George Kennedy, and Strother Martin is released. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. And the same year, U.S. launches the Surveyor 6, which lands on the moon. And in 1968, the Motion Picture Association of America introduces the rating system of G, M, R, and rated G, I guess rated mature, rated R, restricted, and I don't know what but anyway, 1968. And Wichita Lineman is the 12th album by Glenn Campbell and won Billboard of the Year. And 1969, the Beatles' Abbey Road album goes to #1 for 11 weeks. Wow. And John Lennon and Yoko Ono released their second album, The Wedding Album. And in 1971, Play Misty for Me premieres. In 1975, Good Morning America premieres on ABC with David Hartman and Nancy Dussault. And the same year, a columnist for Good Housekeeping, Ann Landers, asked parents in the magazine, I guess, here, in a mail-in survey. And the question was, if you had to do it all over again, would you have children? Was the question. Would you have children? A whopping, this is scary, back in 1975, the people that mailed this survey back in, 70% said no. Wow. The first performance by the Sex Pistols was at St. Martin's College in London. And in 1976, Gone with the Wind is first televised. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter raises the minimum wage from $2.30 to $3.35 an hour. Wow. And look at how we are now. all these years since 77 to now. Phew. And microbiologist Carl R. Rose and scientists from the University of Illinois announced the identification of methanogens, a form of microbial life dating back to around 3 billion years. Wow. Absolutely incredible. In 1978, Arnold Shapiro's TV documentary Scared Straight debuted. And of course, I watched it. And I think they might have brought it back. If I remember right, they may have brought it back. And the same year, the first broadcast of Different Strokes with Arnold and Willis and Mr. Drummond and, on NBC. In 1981, first class U.S. mail was raised from 18 cents to 20 cents. In 83, President Ronald Reagan signs bill establishing Dr. Martin Luther King holiday. And Thriller by Michael Jackson is released. And in 1986, John Lennon, Men Love Avenue is released. In 1987, George Harrison, Cloud 9. And Paul McCartney releases All the Best. And Gordon Gould issued a U.S. patent for the laser. And this was a 30-year court battle. Wow. It took 30 years for this person to get a patent. 30 years fighting for it. 1992, Rage Against the Machine released their first album, Rage Against the Machine. 1994, the Space Shuttle Atlantis 13 is launched. The first PlayStation console is released by Sony. And the Spice Girls release the album Spice and sold about 23 million copies. Wow. In 1996, The English Patient won Best Picture for a movie. In 1997, Titanic premiered and won for Best Picture. And Typhoon Linda hit southern Vietnam. And in 2000, the first crew arrives at the International Space Station. In 2001, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was the first film premiered. And the TV series 24, starring Kiefer Sutherland, premiered. In 2003, the most powerful solar flares observed by satellite instrumentation is recorded. And if this is the same one, I heard if this is the same one from 2003, I don't know, because there might have been another one that wasn't announced or they didn't talk about, but this flare from the sun missed the Earth here by like a week. I'm going to find out. And I guess they kept this quiet they kept it quiet. If it hit Earth, that would have been it. It would have set us back to the Stone Age. If it would have hit. The solar flare from the sun. It missed the Earth by a week. Yeah. God is and we're still, Anyway, 2005, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire premieres, and it earned about 900 million. And in 2012, Google's Gmail becomes the world's most popular email service. Just wow, Gmail. In 2015, The Hunger Games premiered. And in 2018, the Voyager 2 probe leaves the solar system, our solar system, and it's the second human-made object to reach interstellar space. In 2019, the black leather outfit that Olivia Newton-John or in Greece, the end there, sold at auction for $405,700. Wow. In Beverly Hills. I wonder how much it's worth now, even though it's been, 3 years, 4 years. It sold for $405,000. So that's some stuff that happened in November. All right. Interesting stuff. That's for sure. So anyway, this is coming up, of course, that we are in right now. Cold and flu season. That's right. It is cold and flu season. My allergies are off the chain, going crazy. I have been doing and taking everything for the past 2 weeks for my sinuses, and I'm tired. Basically, I don't know about you, especially if your sinus suffers, allergy suffers to begin with. My summers, I'm just in, it's, it is what it is. It's where we're at. So anyway, this is definitely cold and flu season. Runny noses, snotty noses, coughs, and the kids are coughing and snotting all over the place. All right. Well, we're going to talk about some stuff and some things to take and hopefully prevention with cold and flu season this year. All right. So first, make sure you stock up on everything you need. Check your medicine cabinet, your underneath the sink, wherever you keep meds or whatever, and make sure check the dates on them, that nothing's expired, and make sure you got your Dayquil and your NyQuil and your cough syrup and your cough drops, and make sure you have stuff like that, and check it. Hand sanitizer. Constantly wash your hands and wipe down touch surfaces, doorknobs, computer, light switches, anything that you do like that, and a lot of touch surfaces you want to do. All right. So definitely wash your hands all the time. Check the medicine cabinet and underneath the sink and stock up. And if you can, save up sick days through the year, like through the summer and spring. Save up sick time if you're able to, and give yourself a couple weeks during the winter in case you get a cold or flu. Okay. Don't try to use all your sick days up if you can't help it. I know sometimes that might be difficult to do, but yeah, save some of those sick days. And make sure you let family members and your neighbors know you have a cold or flu, you're laid up, and make sure that if they're awesome neighbors like we have, that we're so blessed with the neighbors we have. I'd do anything for my neighbors. They're just blessing. So make sure you let them know, because they'll be more than happy to help. Call them and ask them, hey, I ran out of cough syrup, or hey, can you get me another bag of cough drops, or or let your husband or wife know, brother, sister, whatever. Hey, on your way home, could you stop by the pharmacy, whatever, and pick me up whatever you may need or something, or hey, can you pick up a couple cans of chicken noodle soup, stuff like that. Definitely. And like we said, disinfect and spray clean the Clorox wipes, whatever, Mr. Clean, whatever cleaner you use, wipe touch surfaces down and everything, like in the kitchen, the refrigerator, stove, microwave, doorknobs, like I said, your computer, any touch surfaces, definitely wipe them down, once a day, every other day, couple times a week if you have, whatever. So make sure you wipe your touch surfaces down. And go to paper goods. If you're sick, you know what? Break out the paper plates and the plastic utensils. So just throw it away. Try not to dirty dishes with you being sick, even in a dishwasher, maybe. It's, yeah, they say, I guess a dishwasher sterilizes and cleans, but you know why? Maybe why take the chance? You can just throw it away. Throw your plates and stuff away. Right? And make sure you got everything. You got enough food. You got OJ. You got your orange juice. You've got, you're stocked up on soup, oatmeal, stuff like that. If you got cold and flu, and most of the time you don't feel like eating anyway because you feel like you're going to hurl it back up, you're not going to hold anything down. But pudding to Jello, anything you still have to, and as hard as it is to do, yeah, that's you don't feel like even eating. Nonetheless, getting up, and it's just you feel so crappy. And of course, rest up. Move around if you can. You got to go to the restroom or bathroom, whatever, brush your teeth in the morning, whatever, whenever you get up. But kind of move around, but don't overexert yourself. Your body needs to heal and rest and pray. Pray, pray, pray for your health, and God will answer. Amen. So when you get cold and flu medicines, my disclaimer, I got to say, I am not a doctor. So please, before doing any of this, call your doctor and let him know, hey, I got a cold and flu, and I'm taking the Robitussin, let them know what you're doing. So they may want to call something in for you anyway, if it persists. But make sure your doctor knows, even though you're taking the stuff at home and everything, let your doctor know that you're taking it, whatever you're taking. And if it, like I said, if it doesn't persist or break up, or the cough or stuff still hanging around, call your doctor back and ask him, hey, you got to get me something for this. It's not going away. I'm still feeling it's not going away. And they're probably, like so many people get it, most doctors probably just automatically know what you need anyway it's your doctor. So when you get cold and flu medicine, for body aches, it's acetaminophen, aspirin, ibuprofen, and naproxen. Okay. So if you got a dry cough, it's dextromethorphan. So for a wet cough, like I've had, where it's like clear. It's not like that. It's just a cough, and I haven't been able to get rid of it. It's just hanging on. Guaifenesin. Okay. So if you got a fever, it's the same as body aches, the acetaminophen, aspirin, ibuprofen, and naproxen. A headache, same thing. Acetaminophen, aspirin, ibuprofen, naproxen. Now, if you got the runny nose and the sneezing, which I don't have either, it is cetirizine, chlorpheniramine, desloratadine, diphenhydramine, and fexofenadine. And for congestion, It's hydroxyzine hydroxyne, levocitrazine, loratadine, oxymetazoline, phenylephrine, pseudoephedrine. I know I'm butchering the heck out of these names. I apologize for that. Oh, yeah, I apologize for that. So, yeah. So now for decongestants, you got your Sudafed, and it's got extended release in tablets and liquid, and it is OTC but kept behind the pharmacy. So even though it's over the counter, I guess maybe that was the one where people were buying it up and making meth or drugs of some kind or something. So they had to take it off the shelves and put it behind the counter. So you can only get maybe one bottle or two or something at a time, because they were cleaning the shelves off. Who knows? But and I can't remember if that was it or not. But anyway, and this is Sudafed PE. And this is also in a tablet and liquid, and it's also in a quick dissolve strip. And in 2003, the Food and Drug Administration determined phenylephrine is not effective when taken by mouth. Okay? So that's why you should always ask your doctor, talk to them. So now you got your nasal sprays. Nose is always clogged up and stuffy, which I've used too. You got your Afrin, your Anafrin, Tristan, Mucinex, your Viccinex, and Zicam. All right. So this is painkillers and fever reducers. Oh man. Because of cold and flu, you even hurt. Absolutely, man. Your body feels like you just got beat up sometimes. So there's the Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, and aspirin. And this is where sometimes none of these may not work. You need something stronger. The doctor. They'll give you maybe a week's worth, since it's a painkiller. So cough medicines. You got your Delsum, your Robitussin DM, your Mucinex DM, Tussin DM, Robitussin chest congestion, your Mucinex, Tussin chest, and for the kids ease for the kiddos. And now you got your antihistamines. So you got your Benadryl, your chlortrimetin, Atarax, Vistaril, your Zyrtec, Allegra, Clarinex, Claritin, Alavert, and your Sizol for antihistamines, which I think I've taken the Clarinex or Claritin, I believe. Now, before taking an antihistamine, make sure you talk to your doctor again. And it's advised that maybe you check first if you have glaucoma, an enlarged prostate, epilepsy, overactive thyroid, heart disease, high blood pressure, or diabetes. You want to check for, just in case. Just in case. Check first before taking an antihistamine. All right. Now maybe if I turn this down a little bit more. I don't know. So anyway, so this is, you don't like going and spending a bunch of money at the store for this stuff, and you want to like taking the home remedies and all the natural stuff, which a lot of people do, which is cool because they've been doing it since the beginning of time before medicine was medicine. So anyway, chicken noodle soup. Why? I have always, as a kid, when I've been sick with colds or flus, chicken noodle soup. And I don't know if it's just the vegetables in it, the chicken broth, chicken just that's warm, and it. I don't know. Maybe it just for some reason it just always seems to help. Just having a bowl of chicken noodle soup. Ginger is another one, and it's an antioxidant, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory. It reduces muscle pain and helps with nausea. And you can put ginger in your tea. Mix it in your tea. And of course, honey, which there's a place down the road that sells pure raw honey. And I believe either like a tablespoon a day, or you make a lemon water with lemons and put a teaspoon of honey in water with it and drink it every day, which I need to get back to doing that too. So honey is antibacterial and antimicrobial. You can even have it in tea, put it in your tea, and it helps with sore throats. And help as a cough suppressant. But it is advised not to give to children under 12. So, check, And this is garlic. It contains allicin, and it's an antimicrobial and an antiviral. And this could reduce the symptoms that you're having. And it might help you from getting sick as a overall, just as a preventive. At this time, before, end of October rolls around, close to take garlic. Start adding garlic. And this is Echinacea, and this was used by Native Americans. And it's an herb and root from a plant that's been used for medical purposes. All that they use. That's what the earth, herbs and plants, and that's what God gave us, and He knew we needed them, right? Amen. And it's flavonoids, and it even has therapeutic effects. If you want to try that, ask your doctor. And of course, vitamin C. Go to your supplement superstore place, your GNC, whatever. Get a vitamin C shot of vitamin C if you have to. Get your orange juice, vitamin C. Absolutely. And oatmeal also, oatmeal. And this is probiotics. All right. And this can help with your stomach and your immune system. And this can be a good prevention from getting sick also. Like they got that TheraFlu, that airborne stuff, which I want to try, that airborne stuff like that. Excuse me, even in, yogurts. And it provides protein and calcium. And these are ointments, like camphor, that it contains, which is like eucalyptus oil, menthol, vapor rub, stuff like that. It can help with the congestion. And of course, if you want to go with your, essential oils, with your essential oils. So this is like eucalyptus, your peppermint, which is like your menthol, frankincense, thyme, and tea tree. And the wife was really into the essential oils, and she's got tons of it still. And they gave her this book of how to mix these essential oils for pretty much anything and everything that's ailing you or you need for. There's an essential oil for it. They've been using it, like I said, with since day one. I mean, they've been using oils also. You know. All right, so that's it on that. So that is the cold and flu season. Things to hopefully to help. Get prepared because the temperature is going to drop again, depending on where you're at. Yeah, it's starting to drop here again, and I believe probably that might have been the last of it for us here, maybe in the Midwest. So it's going to start getting colder and a little cooler a bit more, but not too bad. So anyway, I've got our Bible group coming up, and we're going to talk about what Satan has in store and how Satan is coming after us to devour, to divide, to conquer, and defeat us, to turn us away from the truth in God and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Look around, time's running out, and Satan is, I would say, in a pretty desperate state right now, that he's going to want all the souls and people he can to get away from God. And it's pretty heavy. So we want to make sure we're ready, and you make a choice if you haven't already. So, and then I got my phone working on the mixer too, so I can make and receive phone calls. So cool. So maybe I can line stuff up that way to call people or have people call in and ask them to call in. So maybe I can get a different phone and just get maybe some prepaid minutes on it or something and just use it. But yeah, I can call out and people can call in now. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited about that. And I got merchandise coming up. So I'm going to go back and, probably I'm going to try to make, maybe tonight, make a couple shirts and post them. And really anything you want, I'm going to post. I still have the Lord's Prayer and Serenity Prayer rings of different styles. And you can even see that on my Facebook page at lsfl, the number 4 letter U. And of course, please subscribe to the channel. And appreciate your support. So if there's any topics or anything to be talked about or anything you want to add for comments or things like that, don't hesitate, please do. And I want to make this is fun and information and helpful as possible as I can. So it's a process like anything. 4 years now, going on 5 years, I've been doing this. So what a blessing. So that's coming up, those things like with the Bible group and different topics. So, of course, I'll be covering Thanksgiving, a little history, things like that, and, stuff like that. And Veterans Day is Saturday. So if you see any time, just not Veterans Day, but if you see a vet, and they usually will be wearing a hat or, please stop and thank them, because we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for our military and protecting this country and God and freedom. and having the freedom to make choices, and I see, because of politics, it's been going the other direction for quite some time. People are losing their freedoms, is being taken away. So, just hang in there, but thank a veteran. I don't want to go off on a political rant, because this isn't political broadcast or channel by no stretch of the means. I stay clear. I vote with my conscience and who I think will be best. I don't claim to be a political party. You can have that. No, thank you. I don't claim that. I don't have a title in this world as a conservative or liberal and this and that. And no, I don't get involved in any of that. No, thank you. No, thank you. I just stay in the path of doing God's will and Jesus in my life and family and friends and work and the blessings I have, and try to live each day at a time. So I've been through quite a bit last couple years, and it's been a wonderful blessing. Please connect to a church and get around people and join support groups and join groups at church, because there's people go through all kinds of things, and they got groups for everything you can imagine. Pretty much, they got groups for, you know. So get connected in a church, and open your mind and heart and soul to God, and So anyway, that's the beauty of it. It's a choice, and it's a personal choice, and I'm just saying we don't have a whole lot of time left to make that choice. So I'll follow the world, is all I'm saying, and turn to God and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. So anyway, yeah, that's it for me for this evening. Hopefully the sound, excuse me, the sound worked out better, so I'll play it back, and I hope it's much better now. I don't know. We'll see. So hopefully it's not the board. Of course, this wireless, this didn't work either. So who knows? You know, it's been a nice board, but I don't know. We'll check it out. So if I got to go back wired, so be it. So there's really nothing wrong. I don't think it's, like I said, I'm not a sound person or anything, but yeah, it's just weird that it's been sounding so bad last couple times, and hopefully I fixed anything by switching mics with it. Or it could be the computer. Maybe I need to go back to the other computer. Who knows? But I'll figure it out and keep messing with it to get the good sound back again. So anyway, if you're in town, okay, and you want watch a band, of course you can go on and even YouTube the Tom Christopher Band. It's an Elvis tribute band I'm in. And we're going to be on the 19th, we're going to be in Columbia, Illinois, for those close enough here around town, here, doing a gig. So yeah, it's fun and it's enjoyable. Yeah, I have a good time. I have a good time doing it. Really enjoy it. So yeah, so hopefully I'll start, doing some different musical things, just because I kind of miss it. I've been out since I broke my ankle. I think I've been out for a few years, actually. It's kind of weird. I thought I wouldn't play again. Well, here I am again. I think, like anything, once it's in your blood, it's in your, God gave you that gift, I guess, so you'll always have it no matter what. You can step away for 3 years, get right back, get right back in it, and bam, might be a little rusty, older, slower, maybe, or just not up to speed again, but it gets there like anything. So, yes, I will have some things posted, hopefully some merchandise, and I'll be picking up some hats and, like I said, shirts, tumblers, plates, and different stuff like that. Be making now. So as soon as I get, like I said, I might go back and do one this evening. Do one, and hopefully maybe I'll post it, take a picture of it, and post it on my Facebook page. And also, I have a website. It's msavio.wix.com//life skills for life, and spell the whole thing out. My website. And you can, check that out. And I try to keep that up to date, what's going on. And of course, I try to post stuff. Twitter, I don't know what's going on with that. I got suspended for some reason. I don't even bother. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll try to post this onto Twitter. And I think it's, is it lsfl4u Michael on Twitter? Like I said, I haven't been on it and checked for a while. So something, whatever I did, who knows? I'm not worried about it, but who knows? If I did something, I don't know. So anyway, I don't mess with Facebook anymore. Maybe I will try to broadcast, do a simultaneous broadcast from both YouTube and Facebook again, and see how that turns out or goes. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. Who knows? But as far as I know, YouTube is it. And I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. And so anyway, I guess I'll stop rambling. It's going on 6:30. So thank you so much. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Check this out. Hopefully this is a better sound quality, and we'll go from there, working the little kinks out that's been going on here lately with it. I don't know if it's something on the board I'm missing. I thought I checked everything on it. Who knows? But it looks the same. I don't think anything's been different on it that I have. But anyway, I appreciate it, all your support, and thank you. So anyway, I'll go ahead and sign off. So we'll see you next time. Have a good rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. And, of course, God bless, and see you soon.